Coucou,
Ça y est, ça va?
tu es prête?
Oui.
Allez, vas-y, on commence. Hello.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome to the Ikea episode.
Welcome to another episode.
Yay, welcome back.
So, let's present ourselves. My name is Djamila.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Ikea Girls. If you're wondering why this name is because we basically love going to Ikea, eating the food
Mainly.
and just sitting down and talking. And it's our little studio.
Yes. So we're inviting you to our little Ikea conversation, and we are on the socials. You can
Yes.
interact with us. We have our Instagram, and then we also have an email address
Yes.
where you can share stories with us, ideas for subjects. Just say hi.
Yeah. So we are in Ikea Copenhagen. It's actually, we found a very nice place. It's a couch. We have a view on the trains and
Yeah.
people just walking. Since I hate walking, it's just, it's
You're
fun
watching them
to
and
see
being
people walk. And you're like, ha 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 ha. Like
So-
Sarah said.
We literally have the best spot in the cafeteria.
It's really, I love it. So we are episode 4.
Yes.
Exciting. And this episode is based on a suggestion.
Yes, we have received an audio from one of our friends listening to the podcast, Auréline. Thank you so much, Auréline.
Thank
And
you.
shall we hear it?
Let's listen to it. But wait, before we listen, if you also want to be featured on our episode, you can send a suggestion. You can write to us, comment on
Or
our
send
different
us a
platforms.
vocal.
Yeah, we love the vocals. Cannot wait.
So let's listen to it.
Let's do it.
Hello! So I wanted to know if you could make an episode about friendship and friendships, because I feel like during our 20s we grow a lot and therefore our friendships move and change a lot in that time period. So I wanted to know how your friendships evolved in the last years or maybe during your 20s, and what friendship values are important for you now.
With that comes our 4th episode, which is friendship.
Friendship as an adult, which really touches us because we've all experienced that shift to where, like, at a certain age you realize that friendship is not how it used to be.
Yeah.
Maybe not as easy, maybe not as superficial, maybe like there's this shift at some point in life, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we want to talk about in this episode.
Exactly. And basically, as I have a 9-year-old, I know I had her very young. I'm still
Who's gonna believe
very
that?
young.
9-year-old?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
People look at me and they say, "Are you 18?" And I'm like, "Stop it." Stop it. I'm just 22.
Yeah.
Be supportive. We just talk about. Anyway, I'm still a baby. But yeah, I have a 9-year-old and I see how different, and I also see how I used to see friendship through her, where it's like more about quantity than quality. And I think, at least my opinion is, after a certain age, friendship is, at least for me, it's more about the quality, more about the connection and the support and that you get from those people around you. They bring you peace. For me, friendship is more important than romantic relationship. Friendship is that family member that you chose and you have around you.
Yeah,
And
I like
yeah,
that. So, and what is a good friendship to you?
a friend that put themselves in your shoes, a friend that doesn't disappear when you are going through the hardest time. You know, like when you're young, you have friends. When it's time to have fun, to kiki, and but with age, I realized that the ones I cherish and I keep are friends that are there when I'm it's the hard time, and then it's even sweeter when it's the good time because you get to reminisce, to go through the progress because they know. Like right now, for me, like I know today when we met, you were talking about, wow, like I see how you're doing better. Like I see the difference between now and like 3 months ago. That's because you were there, throughout the process. And I for me that's important. And I am lucky enough that I have a handful, and I think I'm really lucky that I have a handful of people that are there. Um, yeah,
Actually, it's related to our previous episode
yeah.
because we talked about that long break that we've had, which was not only a summer break, it was like more than that. But in the end, it made us realize also how important are those friends that are close to us, even in the hard times, especially in the hard times. And I remember you were saying how grateful you were for those people.
Yeah.
And that made me think about that a lot as well. It's like who is there for me, and it also made me like very grateful for my friends and realize how important that is.
I was lucky, and I said this on our previous podcast, that it helped me, like having those friends that were able to say, okay, you need your time alone, we'll give it to you. But then having that mixture, also having that friend that was like, I'm not giving you that break because you do not need that break to take me out of my shell. And it was that mixture, that cocktail. And I knew that, they were helping me their own way. And yeah, it was amazing. It was what helped me go through the process. And I think you feel lucky and you feel like, like you belong and
Yes.
people are there. When you text a friend, so I have a friend that we've been friends for, oh my God, since we've been 15.
That
I'm not
wasn't so
saying it's
long. That's
that's not
nothing.
like that long. Let's not get it. We've been friends for a long time. I'm not saying my age, but it's that friend that we don't talk all the time. She has her life. I have my life, but we have our code. When we say I need you, and or when we send a message like a code, like this is urgent, nothing else matter, and we will. And every time we see each other, it's like we never been apart,
That's the best kind of friendship.
and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And we get to understand each other, and we get to not be mad. I think friendship is not jealous. Friendship is not it's not greedy. You need to respect, and you need to know this person is doing this, and I need to give them the space. And that's the thing, and just giving space, understanding, caring,
and being happy for
Yeah.
the friend, being happy for the good things that
You-
happen
yeah.
in their life.
And you cannot be toxic.
No. Yeah, but that's easy to say. Sometimes people don't realize when
Yeah.
they're toxic. That's one of my biggest fears, to not be a good friend.
I know, we just
I know.
talked about that.
It's a recurring theme in my life. Let's get deep. No, but it's true though.
But it's
true.
crazy because you are not at all.
Thank you, I'm trying.
I think you know you're a good friend when you're always trying to work on yourself and you're always trying to better and you're worried that the other person, you're thinking about the other person. I think that says a lot.
Yeah, but maybe sometimes you shouldn't overdo it, like overthink it.
No,
It shouldn't become like an anxiety. Otherwise, you're still turning the relationship into something a bit toxic.
Yeah, exactly.
For yourself.
You need to know, like I told you before, like, for example, I'm at the stage of my life is if I know these people don't bring me joy and are toxic and don't just bring peace to my life, I'll most likely call you an acquaintance and we can like meet and talk.
But they don't enter the circle.
The circle is important. And I know it's not like it's a VIP circle.
It kind of is though.
Circle of peace.
Yeah.
That's important. And you have to have that. Like my house, for example, it's my peace. So for someone to enter my home, you need to bring me peace. Because I believe in energy. So not everyone.
And for me, it's like not only the house. For me, it's, that circle is like, how can I say, my full personality. Like only my real friends, they're gonna know the whole of my personality, or like the most of it. People who I can be fully myself with. So like I can be the dumbest, or I can be the smartest, deepest. I don't know, like the full range of my personality. And there's not that many people who have the whole thing. And that's how maybe I recognize like the real friends.
Like,
so it's a parallel with a house, because it's basically your interior.
It's so private that you need to allow that. I think a good friendship also can make, like, friendship can make or break something going on in your life. Your blessings.
Say that again.
Preach. No, but it's true though, because if you have the wrong people around you that you think they're your friend, something is gonna be your blessing, something, because you won't have the good advices, and you will constantly need to reassure them, like, well, this is going on in my life, but I'm sure you will have this as well, because I've been through that type of friendship.
Oh, can you even call it friendship?
That's not, but then when you're young, you think that's a friendship, so you start like trying to reassure them, trying to make them comfortable. No, you should not do that. A friend should feel like your blessing is their blessing, and they should be your biggest cheerleader. Like, I have a friend, for example, hate kids. I don't know how else to describe it. No, doesn't hate kids, but doesn't. How do we put it? Because
she hates parenthood. She doesn't hate.
Yeah, she doesn't hate kids. She hates parenthood. But I remember her inviting me and saying, "Let's go with the kids and do this." And I was like, "Yeah, isn't it gonna be too much for you, And she was like, "Well, they are part of you, and you're my friend. So ultimately, and that's what we talk about.
It's a nice proof of love.
Yeah, and you have to cherish those type of people that you're lucky enough to have in your life. you know.
But one of the things as an adult is like, how do you get those people into your life? And how do you keep them into your life?
I think by being yourself, by knowing your boundaries, by it's hard, huh? But by loving yourself.
Yeah, but I meant also on a practical level. Like, how do you meet those people? How do you deal with like an adult life, which is made of work and maybe kids, like time management, distance? There's so many obstacles to creating a good friendship.
Yeah. I mean, on my side, this is why I say I'm grateful that I have these people in my life, because I'm the worst. I'm not social.
No,
I think you would
that's
answer
not
this
true.
better because you socialize more than me. I just got lucky that I have the right people in my life.
Me too.
How are you getting those friends? Well, let's start with me. You got me at work.
Yeah, but like it's not easy to meet the right people at work either. You need to be lucky. Honestly, I'm so lucky I met you. I wouldn't have expected to
Me neither.
meet real friends at work.
Yeah.
That was not a goal at all. I wasn't expecting anything.
Me neither. And it was just so right away. I think the French did help a little
Yeah,
bit.
because as a little reminder, Djamila is from Senegal. I'm from
Bonjour.
France. Salut. We bonded at first, I think, on the fact that we were
The
both
language.
French speaking
Yeah.
in an international place.
Yeah.
But it was not only that, because that's not enough to build a friendship.
No.
Obviously, then we completely like matched, right? And that was awesome. That was like one of the best things for me of like moving to Copenhagen.
Yeah.
And that's what also brought me back after all my travels. I was like, I want to be close to my closest friends. My close friends need to be close. But if I may like do a little transition, I needed also a little reminder that my friends that are far away are still my close friends, because that's where like my guilt of like my self-consciousness of being a bad friend comes in. And I'm like, oh, I feel I'm losing my friends. They're too far.
Yeah.
And I was afraid that if I didn't come back to Copenhagen, I would also lose you or like my local friends. Well, you're only two. You're only two. Recently, I went back to France for a little holiday, and that allowed me to have a little reminder that actually the ones that are far away, it's cliche, but it's like, you know, how to say, loin des yeux, près du cœur.
Oh, mais c'est beau.
Far from the eyes, close to the heart. Like, yeah, it's not because you're far that friendship is disappearing.
Yeah, because I know the opposite one. Loin des yeux, loin du cœur.
Oh, I don't believe in that. Then,
which means far from the eye, far from the
heart.
heart.
If that's the case, then I think it's not friendship that's worth keeping.
Yeah.
And actually, there's a few people in my life now that I thought I had lost because of that. And I arrived to the point where I was like, the friendship is not worth fighting for anymore. And actually, both of us agreed on that, like me and that person in particular. It's just an example, but like it happened quite recently where we were like, this is too hard. Our time is over. We had a nice friendship, but now it's not working anymore.
Yeah.
And I was so lucky to actually kind of overcome this, because me and that person, we've started like, how can I say? We were following kind of each other's life from far away. And at some point we were just like, you know, I miss you and I want to know how you're doing. And that reinforced my hope that real friends, you never lose them. even if you stop talking for a while, even if you take different directions, if you were meant to be friends, you're gonna be friends for a long time. And there's a few friends that have come back into my life, and I'm also so grateful that happened. It like, I've told you about that before, it healed a part of me.
Yeah.
Because that's a hard thing for me to heal from, like a friendship
Yeah.
loss.
I think what's also important is that friendship is love. It's the purest type of love. Like you care about someone, you love them, and that doesn't go away that
True.
easily. And sometimes, and this actually, I'm wishing it, but not really. I did have friendships when I was younger that, oh my God, it was like the most intense friendship, but it was like when you're not mature enough. And when it was time to start being mature, I guess none of us knew how to handle it. And of course, in those,
Like a passion.
yeah, so it just disappeared. But you wish you reconnect with those people, but you know as well that it will never be the same. That's something also that we need to know, that friendship doesn't need to be the same. Like me and my best friend, our friendship is not like when we were 15, 16. It's totally different now, because with time we realize that we have needs. Like I have family. I don't know how that happened out of the blue. And she has her life, and it's like then you readjust. It's a work on both sides. It's like I tell you, it's like a relation. It is a relationship.
It is. It works exactly the same way.
It is the relationship, and I think it's the best type of relationship. Is the one that you don't lose, unless, of course, you grow apart, and that's also okay, because as human being we grow up, we learn, we progress, and you can start a journey, and you have these people in your season you are in, but then you change and they are going on another direction. I'm saying this while looking at the trains, and
Here
it's the
comes the
same.
metaphor.
No, but it's true. Like, look at the train. They will all stop here, but then ultimately they take their different direction. And it's the same thing. You'll have a train both coming to the same station, and you would think this is my final destination, my final station. Well, life is good. This is how I'm going to be the rest of my life. And you realize, well, no. And you want to go another direction, and that friend want to go another direction. But that's also a part of being a good friend, I think.
Letting go.
Letting it go, and like you said with your friend, following each other, supporting each other from far away.
But it took me some time to accept that. I remember in high school, I went through my first friendship, not breakup, because we didn't really have that moment where we said, we can't be friends anymore. We just, grew apart, and ouch, it was horrible. It was the first time I had been through like a proper.
It's a breakup.
Like, because when you're in middle school, when you're very young, you're like, oh, BFF, best friends forever.
I know.
Forever. You just, I didn't think about what would happen afterwards.
Yeah.
Also because, like, as a kid, I was very much anti-conformist, so I was like, ugh, best friends, or that kind of thing. It's not my thing. We're just friends, and I don't want to do all that best friends stuff because I want it to be different. Silly me. But then I started to let go of it and just accept that I really cherished one person, and I really wanted to, be best friends. Like, I accepted the term best friend, and I was like, because it was a thing in middle school.
Yeah.
Like, you had friendship bracelets, you had.
It's the best.
I don't know. Yeah, but I thought it was silly because I don't know, because I wanted to be
I
different.
love it.
When I finally got into that, That's why we started to grow apart. And I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not ready for it to end. I've only just started to cherish that. And so, yeah, that was very hard. I remember before I entered high school, the summer before, we had taken like best friends pictures. And they're so cute now. I look back
I
at
didn't
them.
do that.
No?
That's on you.
Come on.
No,
Genre.
no. C'est que toi.
Okay, now I'm feeling ashamed. No, it's not only me. It's not only me. You had those selfies where you were like, making it hot with your hands, things like that. No? You've never done that? Okay, fine. Guys, please tell me I'm not the only one.
I did matchy.
Yeah, it's
Because
the
that's
same.
cute.
It's the same. Okay, same
No,
vibe.
no.
Same vibe. Anyways, we had taken those pictures, and I was in boarding school, and my friend was not in the same school, and that's where I knew, like, uh-oh, uh-oh. I was only coming home for the weekends, and she was making other friends, and she's not my best friend anymore. Where am I going to find another best friend?
Yeah.
And so I had put those pictures up on my wall because I was in denial. I was like, nah, we're still best friends forever, we said. And when I realized it was not the reality, it made me so sad. I was grieving. It was my first friend grief, and it took me a while to accept that. But then recently we've
rekindled.
Yeah, and that was like a gift from life. That was
so cute.
Healing me so much. And now I feel like I'm less afraid to lose like in brackets friends, because I know if they're real friends I will never lose them. I will always feel that connection, no matter if we're talking or not, no matter, as we said, I'll always watch them grow from afar. Even if we grow apart, I'll be like, oh, I'm happy this person's going well, and I'm proud of what they're doing still, and it brings me peace.
I have to tell you this story. I have this friend. We were very close. We were like, even come to each other. Like, she would come to my place. We knew each other for years, and something happened, and we didn't talk for a year. Like, we did have a disagreement, and then up to that, we just stopped into each other. When you have a disagreement, and then it's so big, and it's so the first time, and you just so in your feelings, your ego takes place. But then you're still talking to each other. You say like, okay, and then with time, we just stopped talking to each other, and then that went like a year and more. I had my son was 6 months, and then something happened that to a friend where I needed, like, I was just like, she can help. And I don't know, by reflex, I called her, and I was just thinking, she's probably not going to answer. First time it rang, the first ringtone, it just didn't, she picked up.
It's like she was waiting for this
And
moment.
she just said, are you okay? That was her first answer. Even though our friendship has shifted and it's probably never gonna be like it used to be, but she's still someone I will keep,
Yeah, real friends, no matter what happens, you will always care for you. Oh, it makes me feel so good to realize that it took me so many years and I'm still in the process. And that's why I'm so happy that life brought me back some of my most cherished friends, which I was afraid to lose, because now it feels like I've been rewarded for learning this, for accepting this. Now, it's like life took hostage of my friends for a few years. And now that I've learned this thing of this is what real friendship is, you have to accept that you might grow apart, and that's part of life. Now that I'm starting to accept it, life is like, here, good job, you can have your friends back.
That's your recompense.
Exactly.
We are right now in Ikea's bistro area in Copenhagen. It's like the lowest ground, and it was so hot inside. we are outside
Sitting
Ikea
on the terrace.
in the
Did you know
district.
IKEA had terraces?
Yeah, they have like, it's nice, it's cozy, and we will just, do a little conclusion.
We've talked a lot.
Yeah,
A lot.
yeah.
And we just wanted to do a little summary, and also thank you for listening to
Yeah.
this 4th episode.
And of course, we are really excited to have your feedback, to have your thoughts on this topic.
Yeah, we hope that this topic maybe has sparked some reflection in your heads, and also maybe you had the occasion to think about your own friendships and just feel grateful for them.
Yeah. And we have a question. We would like to know, where do you go at this age, but as adults, to create friendship?
Yes. How did you meet your friends? Tell us all about it.
Your recent friends in your adult.
All the friends except school, because that was the old times. We can't do that anymore.
You just meet in school and just connect.
Yeah.
We would like to know for our own good as well. Not that I'm bored with Sarah, but
not that we're looking for other friends.
No, but it would be nice to know. I mean, on our side, it's at work, and if you go to event, you may meet someone and you click.
Yeah, and do you have stories where you met someone and right away you knew you were going to be friends?
Yeah.
Because I know that's the case with one of your friends.
Yeah.
And I know that my university friend, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
We met the first day and we became friends instantly, and we spent the whole year together, every single day.
Yeah.
From the start. So if you have crazy stories like
let
that.
us know. Also, Sarah said something that I want her to say again.
Yeah, basically this episode, it allowed us to think of our friends and how well we're surrounded, and we're quite proud of that.
Yeah.
If I can also talk for yourself.
Of course.
And so we wanted to give you the opportunity to do the same and think about how much you enjoy your friends and how much you value their companionship in your life. And I think if that's something positive you can have from this episode.
Yeah, like a blessing. Just we are hoping that you do have a person or a handful of friends or 2 friends that you could relate one of our description of a good friendship, and you just feel grateful that you are able to have that kind of connection. But one of also the best friendship you can have that will never go away, that will always be your friend, honest, love you, and accept you, is yourself. You have you look into that mirror and say, hi friend, thank you for being here since I was born.
Thank you for putting up with me.
Yeah. And on that note, we are saying thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in.
And see you on our next IKEA episodes. Bye.
Bye.